More than 60 people remain missing a month after wildfires raged on the Hawaiian island of Maui. The government starts distributing cash aid to retailers affected by the price ceiling on rice. And industry projections indicate an increase in the prices of fuel products for the 10th straight week. Fast, focused, and fearless, here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Dani Laurel. We begin the newscast with updates on the wildfires that ravaged some parts of Hawaii. Speaking here on One News Now, Hawaii Consul General Emil Fernandez said at least 4 Filipinos died in the fire. One of the remains has been requested to be repatriated to the Philippines. Meanwhile, Fernandez noted that there's now some semblance of normalcy in Maui a month after the fires. Hawaii Governor Josh Green earlier announced the reopening of the country's western part in October to aid its economic recovery. The death toll from the tragedy is now at 115, while 66 others remain missing.
In just a small part of West Maui, around the town of Lahaina, a lot of areas there are still off limits. The governor said he hopes he will lift all restrictions by the 8th of October because you have seen really a significant drop in tourism, and it's really affected their economy.
Unfortunately, breaking more bad news over in Morocco. More than 600 people are dead following a magnitude 6.8 earthquake. The Moroccan Interior Ministry said that at least 632 people have died, while some 329 others have been injured. U.S. Geological Survey reported that the quake struck 44 miles southwest of tourist hotspot Marrakesh. That was around 11 p.m. on Friday. Philippine Ambassador to Morocco Leslie Baha said the embassy officials are safe and that they are now coordinating with the Filipino community to check their situation. This is Morocco's deadliest earthquake since the 2004 tremor that claimed hundreds of lives. Let's get updates on that from Philippine Ambassador to Morocco Leslie Baha over the phone. Hello, Ambassador, and thank you for joining us.
Good afternoon.
Ambassador, I'm very sorry to hear of all of this, but glad to know that the mission has been safe. But have you been able to reach out to the Filipino community? Any casualties you're hearing right now or any injuries?
Yes, we have been reaching out to our Filipino community leaders since last night and until this morning as we speak. And fortunately, the reports that we are getting is that none of them have been affected by the earthquake. But we are continuously monitoring the situation.
All right. And sir, just to be more clear on that as well, any missing persons at the moment?
None have been reported thus far.
All right. Ambassador, can you give a bit more information on how this occurred? Where were you, for instance, when this occurred? How strong did it feel anecdotally? And are we still expecting some aftershocks at this point?
Well, I was at home watching TV. It happened at 11 p.m. So I was just about to tuck myself in. But then suddenly I felt the sofa moving. And when I looked up, the chandelier was also swaying. Wow. So I realized that there was an earthquake happening right then and there. Some, I don't know, geologists have been saying to watch out for aftershocks. But thus far, we have not felt nor have we read or heard about any aftershock happening after last night's quake.
All right. How are the rescue operations going there? Is it chaotic in the city at the moment, or is everything getting in order? We see some footage here as we speak.
Well, those footages that you might be looking at are actually near the epicenter.
Okay.
In the big cities, there are not many damage to the facilities and to the buildings. Right now, we're outside checking here in Rabat, but everything seems normal to the naked eye. We are checking with our PhilCom leaders. In Marrakesh, there were pictures and reports of some buildings crumbling, including some of the old wall of the old town of Marrakesh. But otherwise, most of the reports say that the buildings which collapsed are near the epicenter of the quake.
Ambassador, could you give us an idea of how many Filipinos are in the city of Marrakesh or in Morocco in general? How many are we talking about here?
Well, in the whole of Morocco, our estimate is around 4,600.
Okay.
In Marrakesh, our community leaders, and from what we have in our database, is around 50.
Okay. Any message, sir, to the Filipinos here in the Philippines regarding the earthquake who might be worried about their loved ones? All right, we seem to have lost contact there.
Advisory in our social media and Facebook and Twitter. For those who have relatives relatives here in Morocco from the Philippines, our ATN number or assistance to nationals number is the following: +212 694 202178. That is +212 694 202178. And they can also contact us through Messenger. Our Facebook page is PH in Morocco.
Thank you so much, Ambassador. We will also take note of those details and we'll be flashing them on the broadcast for the day. Thank you so much and stay safe, Ambassador.
Thank you.
That was Philippine Ambassador to Morocco. We will be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Dani Laurel. The distribution of financial aid to qualified rice retailers begins in some parts of Metro Manila. The Departments of Social Welfare and Trade led the first day of aid distribution. About 1,000 rice retailers in Quezon City, San Juan, and Caloocan received 15,000 pesos each. The DSWD said the number of beneficiaries is not yet final as they await the final list from the DTI. Meanwhile, those who are not currently in the list can appeal to receive the cash aid. This assistance comes after the imposition of price ceiling on rice to control the prices. Critics said this only hurts these small retailers who are at the receiving end of the rising farm gate palay prices.
Yung price cap itself is a support to our consumers. Lagi nga sinasabi na dahil sa EO ng 39, ngayon merong mura na bigas na mabibili ang ating mga consumers. Now, itong financial assistance natin or livelihood grants natin, ito naman yung suporta para sa ating mga micro-rice retailers. Pag-aaralan ng DTI kung paano pa tayo makaka-augment at makakatulong pa sa mga micro-rice retailers natin na naapektuhan.
Meanwhile, motorists may see an increase in the prices of fuel products next week. Unioil projects that prices of diesel would go up by up to 60 centavos per liter. Gasoline products are likewise expected to become more expensive by as much as 30 centavos per liter. Oil companies will announce the final price adjustments on Monday, which will take effect the next day. If the hike pushes through, it will be the 10th straight week of increases for oil prices, with diesel increasing by at least 14 pesos per liter since July and gasoline by nearly 10 pesos. And the thrill continues for the 2023 Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup as its second leg kicks off today at the Clark International Speedway. The Leg Circuit Championship and Autocross Challenge featured a mix of seasoned and celebrity racers as well as influencers and people in the media industry. Participants include Vios Cup veteran Troy Montero and actors Ryan Agoncillo and Enzo Pineda for the Circuit Championship. Influencers Benedict Hua, Bianca Yao, Lexi Mendiola, and beauty queen Megan Young also suited up for the Autocross Challenge.
This is my third year doing the Vios Cup, and I can honestly say that finding myself getting a better time each lap, that self-competition is the thing that gets me every race. That's the thing, that's the magic here.
Fans were also allowed inside the Clark Freeport to see the top racers in action. Among those who secured a podium spot was sporting class driver Russell Cabrera, who finished first for the race 5 of the Vios Cup.
I did not expect this at all. It was one of my hardest races ever. I started 7th for this grid and I had to work my way up the order to finish first. But it was a very tough challenge and a very fun one as well. Throughout the race, I was very mindful of everything happening in the car. I just wanted to be consistent throughout the whole race and finish in whatever order I can. And luckily, I got first.
Spectators were also given the chance to have an exclusive look at Toyota's new generation Tamaraw concept. But the racing action is not yet over, with the third and the final leg set on November 11 at the Speedway. Officials said there is still more to come in this season.
It's been a tradition for Toyota Gazoo Racing Vios Cup to have surprises every leg. And as you have seen, this leg is no different. And you can expect the same for our final leg this coming November. And for our third leg in November, I say this is something that you don't want to miss. You don't want to... And for our third leg in November, I say this is one thing that you don't want to miss because it's in the third leg that we will find out the season champions, the overall winners for this year, and we will have the awarding ceremony. And we will have the awarding ceremony right here at Clark International Speedway so we can all celebrate these champions and celebrate motorsports together.
And those are the top stories of the hour. I'm Dani Laurel, and we are One News.